the Proud family, louder and prouder voice actor Billy Porter has come out and said because of the writers and actors strike, he's got to sell his house.
I am going to say right up front, you have to sell your house because of poor financial management, not because of a strike. If only a month or whatever, 2 months, and you're already at the point where you have to sell your house, the problem is the way that you manage money.
Yeah.
Clown shoes.
There's a $20 super chat there from Corey Anderson.
Corey Anderson said, "Thank you, Brett. Cody's sister and I like that us listeners are able to be part of the show. But sadly, I've been in the military for the last 18-something years, so I didn't go to college with HCB.
Okay. I will pass that along to her.
Not the same Corey Anderson.
Mary was like, it could be the same Corey Anderson. It's not a very common name. I don't know how. I know Anderson is a fairly common name, right? As the last names go, is Corey a fairly common first name?
I don't know. I didn't think so.
Or all the kids are going to be named Ken now.
It's not super uncommon. I mean, I can think of two fairly famous people that are named Corey right off the top of my head that are like not people that I know, but you know.
Yeah, I know two
Corys. One or two Corys. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I know zero. To hear Bob Iger say that our demands for a living wage are unrealistic while he makes $78,000 a day. Fuck you. That's not useful. So I've kept my mouth shut. I haven't engaged because I'm so enraged. You're a poet.
Language, Mary.
I'm glad I've been over here, but when I go back, I will join the picket lines. He just fled to London.
Well, guess what? People who are living paycheck to paycheck can't just flee to London.
Yeah, he said the life of an artist until you make FU money, which I haven't made yet, is still check to check. Why should it be anything other than that when any random average person in another professional field also lives check to check?
He's just shitty with money. That's all there is to it.
He's spending all of his money on these weird tuxedo gown hybrid designer dresses.
I don't know what he's doing with his money, and I'm not going to speak to that because honestly, it doesn't matter. But if you have a financial crisis that makes you sell your home, to most people, when they purchase a home, that's the biggest financial investment they'll ever make, and they don't sell their home on a whim, and they don't allow themselves to get into situations where they can't pay their bills if their income stops abruptly, where for 2 months again. It's the short amount of time that makes this so ridiculous. If he does have
that's
to actually sell
that's why I'm calling BS. It's like there's no way that you were living that close to the edge while buying a house.
He said to the person who said we're going to starve them out until they have to sell their apartments, you've already starved me out.
Boo-hoo.
Dude, the actors have been on strike for like a month, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing. You're lying. Also, I want to point out, I hate when they do this thing where they talk about living wage, which is just an amorphous statement that means nothing. That
he got into the business. He went on to say, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but he said, when I got into the business in the late 80s, he's been in the business since the late 80s. You've had a career for 30 years, and you still are in a position where you can't pay your mortgage after 2 months? After a 30-year career? That is, I don't buy it for 1 second. This is all bullshit. This guy is full of it.
He's got 231 credits to his name, 33 of them acting. So the Proud family. Oh, he was in 80 for Brady.
What was that kids show that he was in?
He was in Fairfax, Children, Central Park, Cinderella, obviously. Cinderella. Smoke, Lilies, and Jade, Gossip Girl, Middle Post. One episode.
Wait, I think I watched that episode last night.
And Pose in 2018. 23 episodes, so he's got credits to his name.
Yeah, this is just him trying to jump on and get attention and raise his profile.
Oddly enough, most of his credits pick up in the last 4 or 5 years, and they're sparse in between there. He was in a lot of other stuff, but you know what? You have to be able to take care of your money. If you're going to own a home, it's a very, very important purchase to make. But I don't like the use of this term living wage, because living wage to whom? The living wage of an actor who lives in Los Angeles is different than the living wage of an actor who lives in another state.
It's not a good look for the title of this article to say, I have to sell my house because of the strikes. And then the cover photo of the article is him wearing thousands of pearl necklaces, pearl sunglasses, and pearl earrings.
It's just so awful. I find the arguments they are making uncompelling. I do not feel bad for them. This is the epitome of what I was saying the other day.
Literally a champagne socialist.
Yeah, like I was saying last...
Bejeweled socialist.
like I was saying last week, like this guy is sitting here saying, oh, I'm so broke because I'm not getting paid enough, so we're going to go on strike. And then the strike is...
I had to sell my Fabergé egg collection.
You know, you're the one that's going on strike. And again, he is looking for he's telling you he doesn't make FU money yet, but he was making plenty of money before the strike. So it's like you're getting paid to chase the FU money, and now people should feel bad because you no longer are getting paid. But you've been in the damn industry for 30 years. I don't feel any sympathy.
And I've got if you guys want even less sympathy, I found this one right before we went live. Damon Lindelof, famously of ruining Game of Thrones fame, right? He says, picketing Disney is a lot more fun than writing a Star Wars movie. What? What? You wonder why people hate you?
Protesting is a job now.
Who's that? Who said that?
Damon Lindelof.
What did he write?
He was part of the last seasons of Game of Thrones. Took over in season 5.
Did he write anything for Star Wars though?
I don't. I
guess he was supposed to be involved in writing a Star Wars movie before the strike.
These people are garbage. These people are not worth your attention. They're garbage. We should stop talking about anything that happens with the strike. Let the strike peter out in failure, because these people don't deserve your attention.
So on top of the fact that these actors are saying picketing Disney is more fun than... Can you imagine expecting sympathy when Star Wars, more than any other franchise, has built this core audience of people that just have such a deep, unbelievably unabiding love for the franchise and what it meant to them. And then you find out that this douche canoe is like, I would rather sit here in the heat with a sign than write perhaps the most iconic franchise in history.
I hate them.
He would probably say, I love Star Wars, but I hate Disney.
Oh, God.
So on top of that, Disney has other problems going on because right now they have lost 300,000 domestic subscribers.
I'll just say, I am obsessed with this photo of Bob Iger.
It's the greatest Bob Iger
just
photo ever.
Just looking so dumbfounded.
It looks like somebody just said,
geriatric.
It looks like somebody just said, Bob, we lost 300,000 subscribers this quarter. And he's like, what? So they lost 300,000 subscribers in the US and Canada, and Disney Plus has been hiked from $10.99 to $13.99. That is a 75% increase in just the last 2 years. It started out as $7.99.
And they're cracking down on password sharing.
So Netflix, for comparison, Netflix sits at 76 million domestic subscribers at 286 million worldwide.
You asked me how many subscribers does Netflix have globally, and I was like, 50 million?
And I was like, really? Really?
I don't do numbers. Math class is tough.
I honestly, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even venture a guess how many.
No. So Netflix is $286 million subscribers worldwide. Disney Plus has 150 million subscribers worldwide. The point here is, though, between this and some other articles that we're seeing, we're constantly seeing drops in their subscriber counts, loss of money. I have this other article here from Paramount. Paramount loses $424 million on streaming as ad revenue on television sinks another 10%. And these actors are like, well, I want another 10% of that $424 million loss. Are you kidding me?
Give us our fair share of the money that doesn't exist.
Give us our fair share. Wait, like, you're not paying me a living wage to make you something that doesn't make you any money.
I hate them.
How am I going to pay for my Pilates class?
Do you think that's a Billy
Start an OnlyFans.
Well, they could
learn
do
to code or Start an OnlyFans.
And
Start an OF.
Not only
Pull
that,
yourself
ladies,
up,
and
buy your bra straps.
Even Mary has so little respect for you. She's like, just don't do it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be below your dignity.
Mary's like, Mary's like, don't do it for you. Do it for me because I'd rather talk about you having an OnlyFans than you being on strike.
I like the caddy, Mary.
But not just that, guys. But Disney has also put out an ad to say that they are seeking to explore artificial intelligence options for promotion and material. So I kind of love that Bob Iger is like, it's kind of like how they talk about like in a war, like when war hits, feminism dies. Like Bob Iger's like, I'm progressive, and then a strike hits, and suddenly he's like,
fuck workers.
It's like, it's frustrating sometimes when you think about people that that make arguments against these kind of socially conscious business moves, because everybody that has that, everyone that's been around for a little bit, everyone that's not super naive understands that as soon as the profit margins shrink up a little bit, all that stuff goes out the window. Well, that's the first thing to go, is all the bullshit social stuff, because at the end of the day, they need to make sure that their investors they have a fiduciary responsibility to the investors. So
it's like remember the stripper who did like stripper economics, who talked about how she could predict when a recession was coming by how much she was making at her job.
Yeah,
she's like, because the first thing to go is the stripper budget.
Makes perfect sense.
Like, there's like in real business, there are departments that get cut for not making enough. Like they profit, they just don't profit enough. Disney's not even going through that right now. These corporations are failing heavily, and the actors are like, I want more of your failing company.
The actors are so stupid. Like, because this is like, if you just look at where AI is now, and digital rendering of real-time rendering of video, like you are within 2 years, real-time rendering of video. Actors are not in a position to complain.
Nope.
At all.
I like the idea. Somebody should make some type of meme where it's like Bob Iger starts out as some like woke progressive. Like he starts out as a picture of Anita Sarkeesian, and then the economy tanks, and he kind of like slowly turns into like Milton Friedman by the end. We could do that. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to go and what's going to happen with all this. But they're not going to win the battle on AI. There's too much money to be made, and there's too many actors to not have to worry about hearing bitching from, right? You know who doesn't require health care? AI, right? Like, or let's say, who do you want to pay more healthcare to? The one guy that you hire to do your to explore AI options for you, or the 50 workers, or the 100 more entitled actors that you end up needing? Yeah,
the actors use that as a retort, like, oh, AI doesn't need healthcare, like. Yeah, you're a fucking burden.
Don't you understand that you have to be able
You're not paying into the system that's paying you.
Please
they have to be able to outperform the AI. They have to give the company a reason.
The best writers will be fine. They're truly great writers in Hollywood, the ones that still exist, and there are some, will be fine. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.